Hey, it's Christina from Flyover Country 97.9, and I have on the phone with me Jason Scott from Jason Scott and the High Heat. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I am good. It's really windy here today, and there's storms, but they're to the east of us, so we've got that weather coverage going on.
Yeah, it's the same vibe here. It's supposed to get in town at like 5-ish, and it could be pretty severe. So we're kind of watching that.
Yes, yes. Well, we're doing that too. That's part of our job. Not only do I get to talk to fabulous people like you, we also get to cover the weather.
Nice.
We do it all. We do it all. So you are going to be at the Fox Theater in Hayes on Friday night, and you are opening for South Hall. Are you excited to be at the Fox?
Yes, this is our first time, and my buddy's a big part of kind of running that theater, and we've been looking forward to being in this room for a long time. And getting to open for South Hall is real cool too. Those are all good Oklahoma boys we know, so this is going to be one heck of a night.
Yeah. So you are from Oklahoma.
Yes.
What part of Oklahoma are you from?
We're all kind of in the Oklahoma City area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I grew up and went to school in Edmond and spent some time in Colorado and Castle Rock. But for the most part, Oklahoma City boys.
Yeah. So that's all, considered, local area for us. Castle Rock's not, it's 3.5 for us, but, yeah. Yeah. So Friday night, and you are opening up. Tickets, of course, available at the Fox Theater Hayes.com. You can get tickets there. And so what are you most looking for? Have you opened for South Hall before?
This will be our first time opening for South Hall. Now, I've played some kind of solo shows with Reed before, just some kind of acoustic stuff. But band to band, this is our first time supporting them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that that's going to be fun. And you said you're looking forward to it. They're from Oklahoma area also. And so who have you opened for? Talking about openers, let's just talk about who are some of the people that you've been like so excited to play with.
Sure. Well, we opened for Pat Green not too long ago. That was wild. We had the chance to open for quite a few people. Josh Abbott Band and Eli Young Band. Wyatt Flores and 49 Winchester was a recent show we did. We've actually got some support shows coming up with a guy named Cody West through Nashville and Little Rock and stuff. We've had the pleasure of opening for quite a few people. Caitlin Butts was another favorite to go on the road with for a little bit. Love her and her music, just her work ethic, and
you've done a lot. You've done a lot, yeah. And you've played at lots of festivals. You were at Mile O Fest and the Norman Music Festival. You've also been at Stagecoach, the Born and Raised Fest. And then I see that you're going to be, the Born and Raised Fest in Pryor in September, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're back at Born and Raised on Saturday the 14th. And that's always an incredible time. It's an incredible festival.
Now that venue, that's where Rocklahoma is at too, right?
I believe so, yes. I think they're back to back, if I'm not mistaken.
I've actually been. I've been to Rocklahoma out there, and that was a ton of fun. And what a cool place. So if you're wanting, and the Born and Raised Fest, if you're wanting to see a bunch of great Red Dirt and just some really good Americana bands, that's the festival to go to.
I agree. Yeah, it's quite the lineup they got going on out there.
Yeah, I saw that. Cody Johnson, Hank Williams, Coy Wetzel, Kinfo. You guys, that's going to be a wonderful show. How fun. So let's talk about the type of music that you play. How do you describe your music?
Yeah, we get asked this all the time. We started branding ourselves, our sound as high country. And really it's just, sort of we would fall under the Americana box, which is kind of a vague description of something that sounds something like country, something like rock, something like the blues. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Kind of
You're just a very unique sound. And it is. It's hard to I agree that it's hard to pigeonhole what you sound like, but it's great music. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
You're
Yeah, we
welcome.
call it high country.
High country. Well, I guess I'm going to start using that. High country. Okay, awesome. Now, you have a new album coming out this year, too.
Yes, we do. Yes.
And
Um,
you excited about that?
oh yeah, it's been a couple years in the making, so we're ready.
Great. Now, a lot of artists, they tell us, I mean, I've heard them say, okay, we're not really doing the whole album thing. We do more EP thing. I mean, is this a full length album?
Yeah, I think it's 13 songs. Well, there's a little intro thing, so really it's 12 songs. But yeah, oh yeah, it's a full length for sure. And I kind of get that. It's tougher and tougher these days to make longer media records, and the EP game is definitely a viable way to sell yourself. But these just kind of this was important to us for this third release to release another full length. So here we are.
Right. So you and your band is the High Heat. How long you been together?
I think 2018 is when we started really kind of really taking it from me just playing solo, sort of singer-songwriter vibes in the bars to really putting the band together. I think it wasn't too long after that we branded the High Heat. But Gabriel, my guitar player, Gabriel Moore, he's kind of the oldest member. We were kind of more of a singer-songwriter-y, acoustic sort of thing. And as when I met Taylor Johnson before Castle Rock, I had already started recording some of those songs kind of in my own studio, my little backyard demo space.
Right.
And we brought Taylor on, and he just drastically changed the entire sort of output and sound and acoustic aesthetic of our product. And from there, he kind of joined the band. We added all the necessary elements. So I would say the High Heat as a band it was COVID where we were starting to kick off. In fact, we were going to release Castle Rock in March of 2020, right when it started shutting down. We waited until 2021, which was a really good move. But that's when we really started to have formed our band. I would say 2019 is when we really had the 5-piece up and going.
Awesome. And Castle Rock was your debut album with them, and made a huge impact. And you've been blowing up. You were on the top 50 of the Americana chart and reached all the way to number 36. How did that feel for you?
That felt incredible. I mean, we had some radio people help us get that album that high on the charts. I think for any independent artist to crack the top 40 of Americana country radio, that it means something to me. Let me put it that way.
Right. Well, it had to have been. I don't know. I guess I never would understand how that feeling would be but it has to be just a feeling of accomplishment. I mean, you guys put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it's a lot of road time, a lot of away time. It is a lot of work, pounding the pavement.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
without a doubt.
Well, what's your favorite thing about performing?
Well, I would say probably the connection, that you get when a crowd is singing your songs back to you. That is a feeling like no other. I grew up in church, singing from an early age on the platform and stuff, and I was a worship leader in my earlier life, and people come to church ready to sing and participate and be engaged in that feeling, and that's something that we chase kind of as a band, and why I do this for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if your audience is singing it back to you, and you're looking out there, and do you just? I mean, what's that feeling inside?
Well, oh man, that's hard to describe, but I mean, it is music. I feel like it's unity. You know what I mean? It's like we're not mad at each other for that moment. We don't care about our differences. We don't care where we are. We don't care about anything else but that moment. feel like that's why people come to see shows.
Mm-hmm.
They want to, it's an escape of some sort, and to get to be a part of that and help people and help ourselves, really, because I'm there for the experience as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's real powerful.
Now, do you write a lot of your own stuff, Jason?
Oh yes, yes. Taylor and I largely do all the writing. I really handle a lot of the lyrics, and he's just kind of he's just incredible in the studio musically. Also, he helps with a few lyrics here and there too. But together, we've kind of got a cool little tandem.
Cool. So, do you have, I don't know how songs come to you. I'm not designed or made that way, unfortunately. But some people just have it, and some people don't, like me. How do you get ideas for songs?
That's a great question. I feel like there is a song literally anywhere at any time, and if you just try to pay attention, I like to talk to people. There's usually songs that you can find, or hooks or ideas, that come out of new conversations with people and new places and new experiences. But I've written songs off of road signs. I do a lot of writing, like while driving. So I just kind of keeping your eyes open and looking around for something that could turn into a hook or an idea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And do you feel like your songs tell a story?
I think so. I consider myself a storyteller through song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, perfect. Well, we are so excited. What else do you have coming up that you want to talk about? I mean, it sounds like you've got a lot going on. Playing different things. Yesterday, did I see that you were playing for a fundraiser for Oklahoma?
Yes. Yesterday is the Gypsy Cafe, which is put on by Red Dirt Relief, the Red Dirt Relief Fund, and the Red Dirt Relief Fund has been so instrumental in helping musicians through tough times, instrument loss and insurance claims for health stuff. They're an incredible organization that helps musicians with no insurance or sort of safety net in times of need. And so the Gypsy Cafe, they do every year, and it's all of my favorite songwriters and friends from around Oklahoma. They just sort of converge in Stillwater, and we make a day of it. It's an incredible thing, and they raise a bunch of money too for the Red Dirt Relief Fund, and it's just an awesome thing to be a part of.
That's awesome. So, when you go to those type of things, do you like to listen to the other artists?
Oh yeah.
I mean, is that something you enjoy? Listening to other artists perform? Oh
yes, of course. Yeah. I mean, other artists are inspiration as well. For future songs, and I respect so many of my peers. There's so many great songwriters in Oklahoma. That's on yesterday I played for 45 minutes, and the rest of the time got to just hang and hear all my friends, and
yeah, I think that would be fun.
It was quite the day.
Right. I think that's, one of my favorite things, of course, is listening to other people do what I wish I could do, and enjoying it. And so I could see where that would be a great time, for sure. So what is your dream venue, your dream place to play, your dream place to play with, or a person to play with? I mean, do you have a goal in mind that if you reached it, you'd be I've made it, I've done it?
Yes, that's a good question. I think if we're headlining like Red Rocks or something
yes.
Red Rocks is like kind of the top.
It's the ultimate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an incredible place to watch a show, for sure. But yeah, maybe if I got there, I could look around and be like, we did it.
We did it as it starts raining, like it always does.
Yes.
Well, Jason, we're excited to have you in Western Kansas at the Fox Theater in Hays this Friday night, opening up for South Hall. And, I know that people should go out and see you, and it's going to be an enjoyable show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The Fox is a great venue.
Yeah, we're really excited, and we hope everyone comes out, and it'll be a great night. Those Southall, they get down. It'll be a good old rock and roll show. So come on out, and we'll have a good time.
That sounds great. Now, where can they find you on social media, Jason, and also on your website? Give yourself a plug here.
Sure, yeah. Jason Scott Music on Spotify. It's under just Jason Scott. But pretty much if you type in Jason Scott and the High Heat, it's going to take you to one of our landing pages. So
Perfect. Perfect. Well, I enjoyed visiting with you. Thank you so much. If you're ever in the area of Colby, Kansas, that's where we're at. Our main studio is at.
Cool.
Make sure you stop by and see us. We would love to have you come in and,
Sure. Yeah.
maybe play a little something for us or stop in and say hi. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all we'd love to have you. So make sure you see Jason Scott and the High Heat at the Fox Theater on Friday night, May 10th. If you're not able to see them Friday night, make sure that you check out their music and, download their songs and give them a like on Facebook and follow them so that when he makes it to Red Rocks and headlines there, you can say, I've been listening to him for a long time.
That's right. Yeah, let's manifest this.
That's right. That's right. You got to speak it to believe it and make it happen. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jason. We appreciate you. And you're listening to Flyover Country 97.9. I am Christina, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Christina. Have a good one.